All right, welcome back to another episode of AchromatiCraft. If you didn't see in the last episode, you missed out on some stuff. We got a pretty big build built in here, and we are ready to keep building. I love where this district's going, so it's time to just keep adding. But before we do that, let's take another quick little fly over this pyramid, because it's going to be the main central thing that we see for a long time. All right. So as we look at this, you'll notice I got a beacon in. Right now I've got a black beacon. And this isn't real strong. I don't even know if I have set it to do anything. We put the beacon in there and put some gray glass in there. So tried to match kind of the color that we have here. I don't know if it works, but we'll at least keep it for a little. But look at the view from up here. This is pretty cool. And speaking of the view from up here, one of the things we haven't checked in for a while is our maps. I've been really trying to get these maps so that they're really informative of like, what did this area look like before? Which obviously there wasn't much other than our little village up here. And then where are we today? And you will see that there is a lot. We've added so much. We've still got that little village up here at the top. We've had our farm, our trading hall, our temple, some of the extra village, our portal, and then down here where some of our farms are. So as you can see, we have a lot that we can still be adding in. There's a lot of area here, some area over here, and then obviously the main village we're going to have to do something with. That's probably going to come in a future episode, but I'm loving where this is at. And I'm probably going to take a copy of this and say this is like phase one. We got the temple in, so we've gone from that one to this one. I'll probably make a copy because I want to see like multiple steps of kind of where this has gone. So that is an update of what we did last time and what the city's looking like. Now, what are we going to do today? Well, one of the things that I always try and do is think about sightlines. And when you think about this sightline coming out, right now, it's just going straight in to the desert over here. And so today what we're going to focus on is building something here at the end. I've got an idea of some silos that I want to build. I was thinking about putting them a little closer. I think, yeah, we marked out last time that we might put them here. But I feel like that might be a little too close to our portal. And I really want something that when we walk out kind of frames down there. So what I'm going to do is grab some redstone components that we're going to be building with today, and then we're going to walk down there and start looking at what we're going to build. So let me grab those and let's jump into it. Okay, and we got that laid out where we're going to put it. I tried to align it perfectly with the portal, but when I started coming down the road, I realized that we might have to optically align it instead of perfectly align it, because the perfect line is actually like over a few blocks. So we moved it over, just giving you a little detail of how my brain thinks about this. But what we're going to do now is maybe the simplest farm, but it's resource heavy. As you can see, we got a lot of observers here. We're going to have some dispensers and some hoppers. But this is actually really easy to build. So all we really need to do is we're going to come up and let's see, I'll probably build it on this side. We're going to go just jump up 6 of these guys, put a redstone. Gonna need to put a block here so I can jump up again. Another observer looking at that one, and a redstone. And that's pretty much the whole redstone tutorial. But now we gotta put in some hoppers. So what this is going to do is actually trigger a bunch of hoppers that dispensers that we're going to put in here, that when we click a button down at the bottom will dispense everything that we need to get for a full stack. So what I'm going to do here, and this is going to be a little hard, I might have to brick up a few places here, but the dispensers basically are going to be shooting it so that it falls down into that area. So all we need to do is, well, let me get some better scaffolding. I'm trying to do this. Bay, stop this rock. Let me get some scaffolding out here and I'll set this up so you can see it a little easier. Okay, we got that set up a little bit better here. So now what you'll be able to see is I put the first one in just based off of that redstone. The second one is going to be off the side of that redstone, and then down here. I think this is going to make it face up, but we'll give it a try. Yep. All right, so we're not going to do it from there. Oh, and definitely didn't mean to do it there, but let's set this up a tiny bit better here. So really what we're doing is we need a total of 8 of these guys. So I better jump and grab that. So we need a total of 8, and what that's going to do is when we do this, it's going to give us a full stack. And I hate shifting on these. There we go. 2 there. And 2 there. So a total of 8. Now what's cool about this is if I come down here, we're going to dig out this little portion. So what we need to do is, as you heard that little click, we need a way for this to click exactly like that a couple different times. So now what I need to do is I'm going to put that so it looks up, and you see it's going to do that. So next we're going to put a block here. I'm going to take that out. We better put one down here. This is going to be a real simple circuit. So we're going to put a little redstone dust there, and then a button here. Now as you see, that puts it up and makes it click the perfect amount so that it drops a full stack. So let's see, do I have a full stack of something? Yeah, let's do these bricks. And I'm going to need to dump some stuff out. I just want to demonstrate this real quick. So let's dump out some of the stuff that we've got in our inventory so that we only have those stone bricks. Then I'll show you kind of how this is going to work. So the biggest portion, or the biggest thing, is we're going to have to put hoppers so that it fills these up. We're just, at least for now, let's see, I've got 8 of these. Let's split this thing. Oh man, come on. Oh, I'm going to fail. Let me put 8 of these into each of them. Why did that not split like I hoped? That's okay. We can just do it the manual way real quick. So we'll put 8 in there, 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 and get that last one. 8 are in there. All right, so now let's go down and I'll show you that this is going to provide us a full stack when we step right here, and it's going to shoot out a little weird because I don't have the glass in there. But as you see, it's all going to come out. I shot it everywhere. Let's see if we get it all. Oh, and there's some on the scaffolding. I was going to say, this always gives me a full stack, but as you can see, you need to put glass in there or you don't get it all. There's the last 2, and there's our full stack. So I'm going to put some glass in here, get it all prepped, show you how the hoppers are going to work, and then I'll bring you back and you can see it fully working. So let me do that, and then we'll do a few tests on it. Okay, and I didn't do much here other than clean it up. We put some glass in here, and then I loaded it with, 4 stacks of sand. So now what we're going to be able to do is test this. And so the reason we put the glass in, and I might actually put this down just one more level just to make sure it all fills, but I really want to hit right here on this block. Like that would be the ultimate best, is if it all fell into one spot. So that's kind of how I've designed it. So I'm going to build this out just a little so that we can press that button and see it all fall down. So here we go. Let's see if it actually works. So you can see it all hits that glass, falls down. I don't have any sand, nope, in my inventory. So let's pick it up, and we got a stack. So that's going to be great. When we come over here, instead of always having to go to a chest, we can just click that button. Now, is it overkill? Could you just go into a sand chest and pick it out? Sure. We got to do some fun stuff on here. So that's why we built this. So we can come over. Oh, it's so satisfying, and just picking up a stack. And as you can see, it's quick. It's not like some other ones that are maybe you have to wait a little bit. You can come here. It does its clicks. And you got all the sand you need. So perfect, that's gonna work great. So what we're gonna do is actually build a couple of these. We're gonna have one here, one on this side, and one on this side. We're gonna have sand in one, terracotta in one, and gravel. And the reason we're doing those is obviously we have our terracotta farm here. We're going to get lots of sand from when we clean up under this landscape. And then as we build out this concrete powder, we're going to need the sand and the gravel, and then the terracotta just for the different projects. Plus, I always like 3 instead of 2. So I'm going to build up 2 more of these, one on each side, and then we'll decorate it. But let's get the redstone portions in first. All right, and just a short time later, we have it in. That's a lot easier than you think, because you just got to build up this one thing, bounce it off the sides, put the hoppers in. Now the hoppers, I'm actually going to put some chests on top because I want this to kind of auto feed, and that's going to mean we need a lot to start with. So what I'm going to do is kind of manually put it in there at first until we get a lot of the sand, which is now mostly buried under this and the dirt. As we dig that out, we'll put it in there. As we get gravel, we'll put it in, and as we get terracotta. So this is the inside, the guts of our farm. Now we need to do something to make it look pretty. And I think the pretty is gonna actually not be too bad, because I want these to look like silos that are kind of connected to each other. So we're gonna build up one around this one around this one. And this is where this little symbol that you saw here will start coming into play and hopefully make sense. So let me get those built up and you can see the kind of the idea behind each of the different areas. And the grand reveal of our styling. So you can see they're pretty simple silos that we've created, but I still want them to look like the desert. So nothing too elegant, no crazy roofs, no nothing, but we gave them each a little covering. So it still felt like a stall. I wanted to balance out kind of how we had the different pieces. Let me go a little closer here. Of how we had these, we only had one. So I put another one on the other side. It does nothing. It's just for decoration. So we've got the 2 now. And let's see here. They're basically all the same. And so the way that when you are the player, you know what to do is you see this thing here. That is the same symbol that is there. So obviously this one will be our terracotta, and that's where we'll go. Now, all we need to do is really just click this button. I put some stone in there for now until we get it. And there's our stack. So all of these should be working. I already tested that one. Let's double check, make sure I didn't mess anything up here. Yep, we got it. So pretty simple there. The next thing that we really need to do is just the landscape. But before we do that, I'll kind of give you the bird's eye view. If you can see, we use these symbols pretty much on all 3 sides. We didn't put it on the interior because it's hard to see there, but I really wanted to make sure that you could kind of get a glimpse no matter which side you're on. And we can even land on top of this one. You can really see the view of it. Now, some of you have wondered how I light up these. I put lichen on top. You don't need a lot of it, just a little bit. But the other thing I wanted to show you is what it looks like when you're coming out of the portal. And again, we talk about sightlines quite a bit. And this is what I'm talking about, sightlines. So before, this just went out into that area where you could just keep seeing the color of the green grass. Well, now this is going to give us almost that visual interest so that all these buildings will kind of pique our interest, but this is going to take us down this road that we want to come see what's down here. And we'll put some more buildings obviously in here, and then you can see I've started marking out which way I want the pathway to go. Not sure where that's going to go, but that is what I mean. Let me fly back up here one more time about sightlines. So you saw this one we built that way, and this one we've intentionally kind of rounded it off with something here. So we'll see the city in the background. There won't just be a straight shot through, and that's what we really want to do with sightlines here. Okay, now before we call it an episode, let's get a little of the landscaping in there so we can see what it will look like. We'll do that, and then, well, I better sleep first, and then we'll get the landscaping in and we'll call it an episode. Okay, and we're not going to go crazy with the landscaping because we have so many things we're going to still put in here. But as you can see, we got the road in. It gives us a way to go up there. Oh man, it's almost night again. But we're going to be able to access this whole area. So we got that in. We got some basic landscape. We're going to do that more because I still want to put like a building here. Maybe a tree here. That might frame that out a little nice. But we'll start adding some of the details around here. But for the most part, we've got this working. Now it's time to fill it up. We'll do that offline. But that is our silos, the way we're going to keep some of our bulk storage here. But y'all, that is going to do it for this episode. It was a lot of work, but it was awesome. I think this is going to be great once we get those filled up. It's going to make it really easy for us to craft. And now that I say that, we probably need a crafting area here as we're going to be building this stuff. But we'll do that in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.